Hey, coppercab. I'm gonna make a response to your video about potheads, or whatever you called it. I can't remember. I watched it like a minute ago. But yeah, okay. Right, so a couple of points you raised in the video. Marijuana is the leading cause of death in the USA, according to you. Well, one, that's complete bullshit because, well, to overdose on marijuana, you have to smoke that equivalent to your body weight, which I doubt most people can afford. And especially when you're quite a large person like myself or yourself. I'm not saying anything about the weight or anything, trying to criticize you. But it's not possible really, because most people can't afford to buy their own body weight in weed, and other people who can afford it or are very rich, by the time you get even close to that point of dying because you've smoked so much weed, you're completely stoned anyway, so on the weed, so you're like asleep basically. I mean, Jesus Christ, I smoke weed myself. Not all the time, occasionally. It varies. At least once a month I smoke it. Another fact about marijuana is, you say that marijuana smoking is a leading cause of death in the United States. Obesity is. And smoking tobacco does a lot more damage to you than smoking marijuana, partly because it's full of harmful chemicals such as carbon monoxide. What you're saying though about weed being worse than heroin, I actually find quite offensive, because my uncle is a heroin addict and he's basically, no one in our family talks to him because of his drug addiction. So I'm just going to run down a few points. My uncle stole from our family, he beat up members of our family to fund his habit because he's completely addicted to smack. Now myself, using weed, you saying it's worse, I find that kind of offensive because it is nowhere near worse. You smoke weed, shit's sociable. You're happy, you feel more love towards your family. When you're doing heroin, you're stealing from your family because the drug is so expensive. And you're just trying to always have it in your system, and basically you're fucked up. Yeah, you're basically just exclude yourself from your family. And heroin users won't listen to any reason because they're so fucked up on the drug. They will go to rehab, act like they've got it all out their system, pass the drugs test. As soon as they're out back on the streets, or smacking the system. I know, because I've seen it happen with my uncle. Sure, there's some success stories. You can only develop a mental dependency on marijuana, which would be like you're constantly thinking about getting it, not like a physical dependency like on heroin, where your body actually begins to shut down and not survive without it. If you get what I mean. So basically, a lot of your points, I know you personally don't believe in using weed or whatever, but there is no real argument there. I can now explain to you why weed is actually illegal. Back when weed started being grown and stuff, people realised you could use it to produce cheap paper. Now, this would affect timber barons a lot. They would lose a lot of money, so weed was made illegal. You couldn't grow hemp, because hemp is basically used to make anything from t-shirts to fucking paper. Yeah, it's a very useful raw material. But the people who are very high up in the country, like timber barons and cotton barons or whatever you want to call them, didn't like this because they're losing a lot of money. I'm not surprised they didn't like it. So, yeah. Now, another point in your video, you say masturbation is bad. Right. I'm gonna have to tell you something. Masturbation is not bad. You're getting this from a 15-year-old boy. You're what, 23, 21, 23? I don't really know how old you are. Masturbation's not wrong. Masturbation is actually healthy for your body. It's not bad for you. So you made another bullshit point there. Masturbation is useful in the fact But in males, it lowers your fucking chances of getting prostate cancer. Now, the main reason masturbation isn't bad for you, like you say, and it's in fact good for you, is because it clears the shit out of your system down there. I'm not trying to have an argument with you at all, coppercab, but please feel free to message me back at any time on this channel, The Raging Magic Heart. You can also talk to me via my Facebook page, The Raging Magic Heart. Yeah, I hope you view this video response and you take a lot of the stuff I've said into account. Yeah, I'm not trying to be I'm just trying to be calm and give you some facts. And maybe have like a nice debate with you via messaging or whatever. Right, thanks for watching. If you haven't seen coppercab's video, I will put a link to it below in the doobly-doo and my Facebook page. And I would love it if you could fucking like that shit, and it would give me heart orgasms, and I'd be like, holy barbecue sauce, that's awesome. Thank you, I love you. Yay!